So last week, if you remember, I talked about can we talk to God? And as I went through the week, I realized I wasn't done. And so today, it's Can We Talk to God Part 2. And so I thought I'd take it from the standpoint, and I start off with Ernest Holmes, and I say, we can talk to God just as consciously as we talk to people. If we expect it, believe it, and feel it, we will receive as direct a response. There's a real key thing there that's said in that last thing. We will receive just as a direct response, as we believe it, as we feel it, and as we expect it. Do you understand that what we're saying here is that when you're communicating to this divine intelligence, to the degree that you believe, the degree that you feel it, to the degree that you expect it, it gives you an exact response. It mirrors back to you exactly what you desire to know. And it's not coming from outside of you, it's coming from within you. Because this communication is exact. You see, this divine thing, this divine beingness, this consciousness, and we use the word God, but let's just know that it's more than what we've been brought up to believe God is, this anthropomorphic being. But God speaks in a language more subtle than the human language. It speaks to us through our emotions, our senses, our feelings, our instincts, and most of all, through our intuition. It is our inner knowing, that which needs no rationale, no reasoning. And when we listen and we understand that this power is always communicating back to us, it's letting us know, is the message clear? Are we on point? Are we maybe living a message that's not the message that we want? That's where our emotions come in. If we're not living in alignment with what we truly want, our emotions are negative. Those negative emotions are simply God communicating back to us we're off path. Our senses, if we're feeling joyful and happy, our senses tell us, are we on path? We also know that addictive behavior tells us, hey, you're off path. But again, we have to learn to listen. The key to speaking to God is to know that it is within you. That you're not going outside to find anything, that you don't have to go to any magical place, you don't have to go to a church, a temple, a mosque, you don't have to go to Sedona, you don't have to go to the Himalayas, you don't have to go to Mecca or Jerusalem, you don't have to go anywhere. Why? Because the infinite intelligence is everywhere present, always at the same time. There's no place that it's not. There's no place where it is more. It's all a matter of what is your awareness of it. See, a lot of people think Sedona is a great place, and it is. And they think the energy is special. That's because we believe the energy there is special. The energy here is special too, wherever you are. See, when God communicates with us, it is always direct. It corresponds to our belief in it and our receptivity to it. You know, you're hearing me a little bit redundant, and I'm doing that for a purpose. I'm trying to really hammer home the point that is our belief in it, in an infinite intelligence, and our ability and our receptivity to it that tells us how we receive that communication. It's real important to understand that. You see, this universal mind knows all. This is what we call God, this universal mind. It knows us, and it corresponds to us as it flows through us. It knows us, it knows and corresponds to us, and it flows through us. And it knows everything. It knows everything. So one of the interesting things is, how do we get this universal mind to work? Here's the thing. We've been doing my Agape Europe and my meditation groups. We've been doing an unexpected income spiritual mind treatment every morning. And in it, we're treating that the universe brings more abundance. We don't know how. It's going to be unexpected. And is it going to show up? What was fascinating this week is that I got a call from the billing part of the office of the doctor who did my surgery, asking me what my insurance was. And I told her I have United Healthcare. And she says, well, what's your Medicare policy number? I said, I don't have a Medicare policy. She says, sir, you're 69, you have a Medicare policy. I said, no, I don't, young lady. And she was really belligerent. And I was saying, no, I'm on my wife's plan. And she said to me, says, don't you hear me? You can have Medicare Part A for free. And I said, and? She goes, and if you had it, you wouldn't be paying all of this additional money. So roughly, I was paying $2,000 more than I needed to pay. So I heard what she said. And I mean, let me tell you, she kept sticking with me because I didn't want to hear that I'm under my wife's plan. You know, I don't want to say I'm on Medicare. I'm not. But you know what I did? I called Social Security up. And I talked to this wonderful man there and said, sir, can you help me? I said, I'm not going to connect my Social Security until I'm 70 years old, so I've got another year. I said, but I understand that Medicare Part A is free. He goes, yes, it is. He says, let's sign you up today. So he signed me up and he says, guess what? Because it's the free one, I can make it go back 6 months, predate it. And I said, you mean it'll cover the surgery I just had? He said, yeah. So there it is. I got $2,000 more money in my account because I listened to God who spoke as this billing customer service rep at my doctor who had to get belligerent enough with me for me to even hear. But I did hear. It took a while. You see, whatever intelligence we have is it in us. Do you hear that? It's it with a capital I on it. It's in us. And the degree of our intelligence is solely based on our relationship with it and what it is and what we are. Let me repeat that. Whatever intelligence we have is it in us. It is universal mind in us. And the degree of our intelligence is solely based on our relationship with it and what it is and what we are. See, it is the creator of all things. And we are individualizations of it. And we have the ability to use it to create our life experience. And when we understand what it is, we understand who we are and our relationship with it, now we can use it consciously and create a life that we choose instead of being victims and having a life of chance. An average life is what I like to say. You see, we do not create. We allow the divine creative principle to respond to the nature of who we are. And it does so with precision and accuracy every time. See, a lot of people think that we have a mind and our mind creates our experience. No, it's not our mind. It's the divine mind, the universal mind, the entire creative mind. And it does so because it's responding to the essence of who we are. And the essence of who we are gives it the mental picture. And it simply does it with precision and accuracy. And it does it consistently with every time. So if your life is not exactly the way you want it at this time, it's because you've not given it a clear picture. A picture that you believe in, a picture that you feel at the core of all that you are. It's not become the predominant pattern of your thought in that particular area of life, whether it's relationships, money, or health. So I invite you to get clear on that picture. Do whatever it takes. And so, as we have explored this idea of talking to this divine power and presence, we're always talking to it. 24/7, 365, never stops. And we talk to it by the nature of who we are. The energy, the frequency of the energy that we put out, our thoughts, words, actions, and feelings, how we align them toward a specific result, how persistently and consistently we hold them, and whether we're doing it consciously or unconsciously. We are communicating. And here's the most beautiful thing. There is no greater listener than universal mind, God. because it always gives us back exactly who we are.
I want to thank you for joining us today. I'm so grateful that you took your time to watch or listen to this message. If you found this message beneficial, I would ask that you go to our website, agapecsl.com. Once there, click on the donate button and experience the joy of conscious and purposeful giving. Or if you would like, text your gift by simply dialing 972-532-6976. It is through your gifts that we are able to bring this message to you in the world. I would ask that if you like this message, to please subscribe to my YouTube channel under my name, Lee Wolak. Again, I want to thank you for joining me in the Agape community as we learn how to better self-love through conscious living.